In the middle of his junior year, Mac O'Halloran was faced with a severe separated shoulder injury that was a major setback for him, but that didn't stop him on his journey of becoming a Division I athlete in football. Hello, this is Luke Spear from the Blueprint News Network, reporting from Downers Grove. Thank you for coming along. O'Halloran was out the second half of his junior season after suffering a season-ending injury in the Hinsdale South football game. O'Halloran went through a long 12-week rehab process for his injury just to get back in time and healthy for his senior season. Senior at DGS, Mac O'Halloran is a very hardworking and determined athlete on and off the field. He always had someone supporting him through his long rehab process. Mac tells us who his biggest supporter was through his rehab process.
I'd say my biggest supporter was my mom. Just going what I was going through, she was always there for me. She made sure I kept up on everything, whether it was school, my rehab, and just didn't let me fall behind.
O'Halloran was hit with a very unexpected injury that changed his whole college recruiting process. He had to rehab the whole winter and the beginning of the summer. When he got healed enough to play his senior season, he wore a brace to protect his shoulder, and he always had the chance of re-injuring it. Coach Mark Molinari is the head football coach here at DGS and a teacher here as well. Coach Molinari has very high hopes for Mac as he enters college next year, playing Division I football at Army, and then serving for our military once he finishes football. You may ask, where does Coach Molinari see Mac in the future? He tells us his thoughts on Mac in the future.
I don't think Mac's got a tough road ahead of him. He's chose to enlist in the Army and become an officer. It's going to be a long process. I think it can be very rewarding. If Mac makes it through and shows some of the character and self-discipline they have, I think he potentially is going to be somebody that's going to be in charge of a lot of people and be a leader.
Going to Division I is very difficult, and committing to a four-year university that also serves for our U.S. military is even harder. There isn't anyone else that fits the criteria of a hard-working football player and a U.S. soldier than Mac. Coach Molinari was a big supporter of Mac through his rehab process and his recruiting process. Mac's battle through his recruiting process was no joke. Coach Molinari helped him a lot with it.
Convincing coaches that he was going to come back 100% healthy and that he would be a kid that could play for them, and that he would be a kid that could still be very dominant despite having an injury his junior year.
Mac's recruiting process wasn't easy. As Mac got hurt, he didn't have a lot of film to send off to coaches, and that limited his exposure to some big-time schools. Coach Molinari was always trying to help Mac out and get his name out there to show coaches that he was a high-caliber Division I football player, even though he didn't have a lot of film on him. Three-star senior Mac O'Halloran commits to Army. He tells us why he commits to Army, as he was offered by 13 different teams. 13! Many people may have questions about his decision, but here Mac tells us why he committed to Army.
I committed to Army because of what the school can do for me after with the degree, and what I can do for the school and our military.
After facing many obstacles in Mac's high school career, he finally made the decision to commit to Army, to play football and to serve for our U.S. military after football. This is Luke Spear from the Blueprint News Network in Downers Grove, and I would like to say thank you for tuning into my podcast, and I hope you learned that hard work always pays off.